This radio program is PG-13. Parents strongly caution some material may be inappropriate for children under the age of 13.
The following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Arizona. Phoenix. Yes. Brother Mike back on the radio. HardcoreChristianity.com. Welcome to KXXT Christian Radio. Today's Bible study, the glorious gift of hate. Hate. Today on Hardcore. Please call somebody. Welcome to Filthy Fridays on HardcoreChristianity.com. This is Brother Mike. I'm the professional counselor. Over 40 years of it. From the Arizona Deliverance Center. We're downtown on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. It's a red brick building. Our website, HardcoreChristianity.com, has all of our ministry services. We got 2 live services every week, Thursday, Friday nights at 7 o'clock. We've got 4 Zoom services every evening, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. You send me an email, Mike at HardcoreChristianity.com. I'll send you the code and the password. Don't forget about my Sunday morning podcast. Hope you'll join me at 9 o'clock. Please remember we have a children's healing service the first Saturday of every month at 10 o'clock. We have deliverance training classes every Tuesday night at 6:30 and the 4th Saturday of every month at noon. And on October 11th is our major seminar. Are you a male and do you have problems with lust and pornography? You won't after the seminar. October 11th, Saturday at 1 p.m. The glorious gift of hate. Everybody hates, okay? God hates. Jesus hates. People hate. Well, Brother Mike, where do you get all that crazy stuff? Well, I do a lot of time reading the Bible, so I get it out of there. So Proverbs chapter 6, these 6 things the Lord hates. 7 are an abomination to him. A proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet swift to run to mischief, a false witness. And number 7, he that sows discord among his brothers. There's godly hate and there's human hate, isn't there? Yeah, Cain hated Abel, human hate. Esau hated Jacob, human hate. Joseph's brothers hated Joseph, human hate. The religious hated Jesus, human hate. But, believe it or not, hate is one of the best things you can have. Hate is the biggest blessing you'll ever run into. Hate is the most fantastic thing in the world. Proverbs chapter 8, the fear of the Lord is to what? Hate evil, pride, and arrogance. And to hate the evil way and the cursing mouth. Luke chapter 16, Jesus said, no servant can serve 2 masters. He will hate the one, Greek word meseo, it means to despise, and love the other, or he will hold to the one and despise the other. Kataphroneo is the Greek word for despise there. It means to mentally oppose. You see, friend, you got to understand something. I've been a counselor for over 40 years. I've done a lot of counseling of sex addicts and drug and alcohol addicts. If you don't hate it, I've done a lot of counseling of born-again Christians. Hundreds and hundreds have come to see me over the years. If you don't hate something, you'll eventually go back to it. If you don't hate it, you'll go back to it. Jesus demonstrated godly hate, John chapter 2, when he cleansed the temple. He made a whip. He went through there and just blew them out. He said, take these things away. Do not make my Father's house a house of merchandise. He didn't say it was wrong to sell things, but there's a time and a place. As you know, Jesus cleansed the temple twice, and that's what you and I have to do on a regular basis. We have to keep cleansing our temple. There is no temple now. The temple was destroyed in 70 AD and again in 135 AD. There's only a little bit of it left now on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. God got rid of the temple because it was no longer useful. He got rid of the old covenant because it was no longer useful. He replaced it with the new covenant, and he replaced the temple with your body. You are a temple of the Lord. You're a temple of the living God. Your body, you. Now the temple is you. You're the temple of God, and you have to learn on a regular basis to keep it clean, to cleanse it, and keep it sanctified. Hate is one of the most wonderful gifts you can have, and I call it the glorious gift of hate. When somebody hates, they mean business. They mean business. We've had some transgender shootings recently. The guy that shot Charlie Kirk was homosexual. He was dating a man transitioning into a woman. Several shootings now have occurred because of transgenderism. Transgenders hate themselves. They hate their birth sex. They were born a female, they want to be a male, and vice versa. They hate it. And they hate people who don't accept their lifestyle and don't feel it's productive and healthy. They hate them. And transgender shootings are going to increase dramatically over the next few years. Another Brother Mike prediction. Of course, all my predictions come 100% true. Hatred is one of the best things you have for sin, because you know why? It'll keep you from sinning. Jesus had hate. One day he was standing in the synagogue, Mark chapter 3, and there's some guy there with a withered hand. He's flat broke. He can't work. He lives off the gratuity of his family and friends. Probably a beggar. This poor guy was down and super down, low and super low. This guy's busted up bad. Because as you know, back then almost all the jobs were manual labor. They didn't have IT and the, computer revolution. They didn't have that stuff. If you needed to work, it was all physical labor. And Jesus said to the religious people there, they said, look at this poor guy standing here. He's disabled. He says, I can't, in good conscience, leave him in this condition. God's mercy won't allow it. As you know, Jesus said, I only say the things I hear my Father saying. I only do the things I see my Father doing. Well, Jesus saw his Father healing this withered hand guy. And it says, verse 5 in Mark chapter 3, listen to this. Jesus said to them, is it lawful to do good or evil on the Sabbath day? Are you supposed to save people's lives on the Sabbath or kill them? And nobody would say anything. They wouldn't tell him the truth. Guess what happened? It says, verse 5, he looked around on them with anger. Then it says, he became grieved. He became grieved. Solopeo. He became extremely sad. Why? no compassion. Their disgust with this disabled man angered Jesus. And of course, he healed the man and got into nothing but trouble. Right after that, they started to plot to murder him. Murder is a normal reaction to people who have carnal hate. Hatred triggers murder. It's the same thing at the tomb of Lazarus. Jesus got angry at the results of sin, about all the people wailing, about people not having any faith in him. After he has spent 3 or 4 years in ministry, performing every miracle you could ever imagine, he now performs his greatest miracle. He resurrects Lazarus from the dead. He'd been dead 4 days. The 4th day was crucial because Jews believed that the dead person's spirit stayed with the body after 3 days, but in the 4th day, it left the body, and there was no chance of the person ever being restored. That's why Jesus did it on the 4th day. When he gets to the tomb of Lazarus, and Jesus is angry, the Bible says. Embrimaomai is the Greek word for, he said Jesus groaned in himself. Embrimaomai means to snort like a horse or a rhinoceros. You snort with anger. Jesus was angry at what he saw, the results of sin, all the mourners and the sadness as a result from sin, death, and how it destroys human beings. He was angry at it, and then quickly his anger left and it became sadness. He became sad. And that's a normal progression for divine anger. Do you have that, friend? If you don't have it, you need to get it. Give me a call, 602-636-5800. You need to receive the glorious gift of hate. God will give you that gift, and it is so wonderful. Because if you don't hate something, you're going to go back to it sooner or later. It's going to catch you again. If you don't hate porn, you'll go back to it. If you don't hate taking drugs, you'll go back to it. If you don't hate drinking, you'll go back to it. If you don't hate sin, you'll go back to it. The gift of hate is a lifesaver. Come get prayer now. 602-636-5800. See you next time.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.